I am calling you now, listen with everything that is awake inside you. Beware, I come to save you from a man. You will be startled when I name him. He stands at your table, sits in your chair, speaks in your voice, and wears your favorite clothes. His name is you. Do not turn away because the truth stings. I do not say this to shame you, I say it to set you free. For too long you have let a smaller version of yourself lead, a man braided from fear, habit, convenience, and the small, clever lies you tell to keep peace with your own loneliness. He promises ease, familiar paths, polite compromises. He calls himself protection, he calls himself wisdom. He is none of those things. He is the false envoy of comfort. Know this, I have watched you bargain with him. You traded your bright yes for his quiet no. You shrank your dreams into drawers labeled, someday, because he whispered that, now, is dangerous. You forgave those who dimmed you because he prefers the hush of safety to the noise of truth. He will smile at you with your mother's softness and your father's stubbornness, and you will not notice the way he steals your fire one small concession at a time. I am not here to destroy him by thunder. I come with a different art, the steady hand of awakening. I will peel back each clever excuse he uses, it's fine, he croons when your spirit is bruised. You'll manage, he insists when your heart calls for more. They won't understand, he claims to keep you obedient. Hear me, those words are his armor. They are made to box you in. This man named you is not wholly wicked. He learned to survive. He learned to mimic protection because once, long ago, fear saved your life. But survival sometimes ossifies into a life half-lived. I will show you how to separate what once protected you from what now imprisons you. First, look at him honestly. Do not soften the edges to make him tolerable. See where he keeps you small, in relationships you've tolerated, in work that starves your spirit, in habits that dull your senses. See how he defends those choices with sermons about realism and responsibility. That is his favorite scripture, better less, but certain. I will teach you another scripture, better brave, and alive. Second, speak to him. Not in the silence of guilt, but with the courage I placed in your breast. Tell him you thank him for the work he did when you needed to hide. Tell him you will no longer let him answer for you. Let him feel the firmness of your voice when you declare new borders. He will resist. He will call you reckless for daring to hope. He will present imaginary catastrophes like proof of his wisdom. Stand anyway. Compassion without surrender, accountability without annihilation. Third, surround yourself with messengers who reflect the truth back to you. Seek those whose lives hum with the same hunger I planted in you. Their presence will be medicine. They will not flatter the man named you, they will challenge his comfortable narratives. Beware those who applaud his smallness, they are architects of the same prison. Fourth, practice tiny rebellions. A single radical step need not be grand to be true. Say the hard thing in the meeting. Ask for what you need at dinner. Paint, dance, write a line you have never dared. Each small defiance strips another tool from the man's toolkit. Each honest act reconnects you to the wildness of possibility. You will be tempted to overvalorize this fight as war against an enemy outside yourself. It is not. It is a reclaiming. The man named you is a usurper. He occupies your throne while you, the rightful ruler, look away. I am here to coronate the you who is whole, the one who is both tender and brave, who remembers vows and revises them when the soul grows, who keeps promises to others only after keeping a promise to the self. I will not leave you to face him alone. I am nearer than the breath you hold. When doubt bangs at your door like a hired hand for the usurper, call, and I will answer with the clarity that pierces fog. When the man named you conjures memories of past mistakes to chain you, I will hand you the lens of mercy so you can learn rather than be condemned. Mercy heals what shame has carved. There will be days when he screams louder. He will gather the voices of the world and clothe them in reason. He will make bargains that sound communal and considerate. That is his craft, to make cowardice feel generous. On those days, do the unromantic work of looking at the ledger, which choice brings more life to you and to those you love. Choose life. Choose the path that, though harder, grows the people around you instead of preserving their comfort at your expense. And know this, beloved, freeing yourself from him does not mean becoming brittle or bravely cold. You will keep your laugh, your gentleness, your enormous capacity to forgive. You will learn to hold tenderness and boundary in the same hands. You will become the kind of person who can love without losing yourself, who can give without emptying, who can stand firm without hardening. The name will shock you because you will see how often you have signed deeds with his name. But do not recoil at that ledger. It is only a map. Maps are for changing routes. Rise. Let the man named you step down from the seat he stole. Offer him a place at the hearth as a friend who remembers his old work but knows he no longer rules. Teach him to serve the higher purpose you are now willing to claim. If he refuses, you have my permission to close the door gently and walk through the one that opens for you. I have great plans for the one I made in truth. I will not waste the longings I wrote into your bones. If you will agree to the work, to honesty, to small brave acts, to the steady tending of your inner life, I will guide you. I will protect you from the subtle and the poisonous. I will break the spell of safe smallness and return you to wild, honest living. Remember, I am not frightened by the man named you. I am only saddened when you do not know you can be more. Today, choose the more. Today, let the name that scares you become the very doorway to your freedom. Do not stop now, beloved one, for the work has only begun. You think you have seen the man I warned you of, but you have only glimpsed his shadow. The deeper truth lies beneath the habits he guards, beneath the smiles he wears for the world. He is clever because he was born from your own pain. He knows exactly how to keep you quiet, how to make you believe that silence is peace, and surrender is love. He was born the moment you decided it was safer not to need too much. When the world told you to shrink so others could be comfortable, he took that command as law. He made himself your protector, your voice of reason, your armor. But armor, when never removed, becomes a cage. I, the one who formed you from light older than stars, have watched you dim your brilliance to fit in. You said, if I shine too brightly, I will lose them. But I tell you this, The ones meant to walk beside your true self will find your light irresistible, not intimidating. Those who cannot bear your glow were never meant to journey the full road with you. The man inside you fears abandonment. He would rather keep you surrounded by half-hearted company than risk the loneliness that comes before divine connection. But listen to me, solitude is not a punishment. It is a baptism. The silence you dread is the sound of my hands remaking you. Do not pity the false self when he trembles. His trembling means you are awakening. He will whisper, they will not understand you. Let him whisper. You will answer, it is not my purpose to be understood by all, but to be true to what understands me from above. Every time you tell the truth, even softly, even to yourself, his power fades. Every time you refuse to play small, you break another link of his chain. Every boundary you honor is an altar built to your freedom. Hear me, I never asked you to be perfect. I asked you to be real. The man you must beware is not evil, he is simply afraid. But if you let fear drive, it will crash the chariot of your destiny. I gave you a will, not for comfort, but for creation. You were made to build things that have never existed, to carry light into places that forgot their name. Soon, the man will panic. He will try to dress his fear as virtue, he will call it patience, humility, responsibility. Be wise enough to recognize the disguise. True humility bows to truth, not to fear. True responsibility is obedience to purpose, not to expectation. I am sending signs to confirm what I speak. They will come as sudden clarity, strange peace, or coincidences that bend logic. When you feel them, pause. That is me pressing through the veil. Say quietly, I see you. Continue the work. The man you must beware will hate those moments. He will try to rush you, to drown revelation in noise. He thrives on distraction. Keep your hours guarded like holy ground. Turn off what dulls you. Walk outside. Breathe. Touch the earth I made for you. In stillness, his voice weakens, mine grows thunderous. Now, I must tell you a secret, the kind I only tell to the ones who dare to listen this long. The man you fear is not your final test. He is the first gatekeeper. Beyond him are subtler deceivers, versions of yourself that dress in light but carry the same root of control. One will speak in spiritual language and call his comfort divine timing. Another will wear the robe of service and call his avoidance sacrifice. Yet both are still afraid of real transformation. When you meet them, remember this phrase, I serve love, not fear disguised as wisdom. If you say it with conviction, every counterfeit will bow. And when at last you stand free of them all, when you feel the deep quiet that follows truth, that is when I will whisper your real name, the one the stars recognize. You will feel it not as sound, but as recognition, like a flame remembering its source. That name will burn away every trace of falsehood, and you will finally see yourself as I see you, whole, radiant, unstoppable. Keep going. Do not look back. I am not behind you anymore, I am ahead, calling you forward. Then listen, for I am still speaking, and every word now is breath upon your awakening. The path you are on will not look like the roads you once trusted. The man you are being saved from built those roads. They are paved with logic, comfort, and predictable turns. He called them wisdom, but they led in circles. You will now walk where he never dared to go, the wilderness of divine instruction, where every step is guided not by sight but by knowing. Do not be alarmed when everything familiar begins to fall away. When friends grow silent, when doors close, when plans dissolve, rejoice. That is not punishment, it is pruning. I am clearing away what cannot hold your expansion. You prayed for elevation, this is how it arrives. You see, beloved, you have carried too many attachments tied to your old identity. They cling like vines around a rising tree, choking growth while pretending to decorate it. I am cutting them loose. It will hurt, I know, because you learn to confuse attachment with love. But love does not bind, love releases. Love says, grow, even if it means you outgrow me. Now, there will come a night soon, a quiet, trembling night, when you will feel completely alone. It will seem as though even I have gone silent. That silence is sacred. That is the night you will finally meet yourself without illusion. The man you feared will try to reappear, dressed in nostalgia, whispering, "Go back, things were easier then." Do not go back. You have already outgrown the soil you came from. If you plant yourself there again, your spirit will suffocate. Instead, lift your face to the darkness and say, "I trust you, even here." And watch, the very air around you will begin to shimmer. That shimmer is my presence confirming that faith is not the absence of fear, but movement despite it. You were never meant to be ordinary. The weight you carry, the sensitivity that sometimes feels like a curse, the strange intuition that isolates you, all of it is design, not defect. The man I warned you of wanted to hide those gifts so the world would not mock you. But I say this, you were never made to be understood by the unawakened. You were made to awaken them. There will be people sent to test your discernment. They will look holy, speak kindly, and quote wisdom, yet something inside you will flinch. Trust that flinch. It is me stirring your spirit, saying, "Not this one." Learn to honor what your body knows before your mind catches up. The false self listens only to voices that flatter. The true self listens for alignment, that deep hum that says, "Yes, this is real." And child, I know how tired you are of battles. I see the weariness behind your smile, the way you give hope to others while hiding your own doubts. You wonder if you are strong enough for what I am asking. Hear me, you do not need to be strong. You only need to stay open. Strength is what I become in you when you stop pretending you must do it alone. I am rebuilding your life piece by piece, not with the same materials, but with light. Every loss, every betrayal, every delay was not random, it was a recalibration. The wrong people had to leave so your calling could breathe. The wrong timing had to break so divine timing could be born. You think you've lost years, but I tell you, I will restore time. When alignment comes, acceleration will follow. What once took years will happen in moments. And when that happens, remember, the man you were saved from will try one final trick. He will tell you that you are unworthy of your blessing. He will remind you of every flaw, every sin, every secret moment you wish no one knew. But you must speak back with truth. I am not who I was when I did those things. I am who I became when I learned from them. That sentence will make him vanish. I am preparing to reveal you publicly in ways you cannot imagine. But first, you must finish this inner deliverance. You must meet the fullness of who you are. Not the image. Not the role. The soul. Your story is about to shift. The winds are turning. Those who once dismissed you will wonder what changed, and you will smile, because the answer will be simple: everything. Stay awake. Stay pure. Stay fearless. I am not far away, I am within you, speaking through your very heartbeat. When you breathe deeply and feel that sudden peace, that is me. Do not doubt anymore. You are chosen, not for comfort, but for calling. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. Then listen closely, beloved, for what I reveal now is the reason the false man fought so fiercely to keep you small. It was never about keeping you safe, it was about keeping you away from what was always meant to be yours. There is something seated deep within you, something ancient and luminous. You have felt it stir in quiet hours, that faint pulse beneath the noise, a knowing that you were made for more. That is what he feared. He knew that once you remembered who you are, you would no longer serve fear, approval, or limitation. You were designed as a vessel for my light to move freely through the world. Every act of love you perform, every truth you dare to speak, every injustice you quietly refuse to accept, that is my kingdom expanding through you. The man you must beware tried to convince you that holiness belonged to temples and saints. But I tell you now, holiness begins wherever you are honest. The reason you have been attacked in mind and spirit is because your awakening threatens the structure of smallness that rules this world. When you begin to live from truth, you pull down false thrones, not by war, but by presence. Light has no need to fight darkness, it simply reveals. You have wondered why your path seemed harder than others, why betrayal found you, why loss never gave you rest. It was not punishment. It was preparation. You were being taught discernment, empathy, endurance, the kind that cannot be learned through ease. The ones who have walked through fire carry a purity of authority that comfort cannot teach. The false man wanted to protect your pride, I wanted to refine your purpose. Pride says, I must be seen as right. Purpose says, let truth be seen through me. And that is what I am calling you to now, to be a mirror of truth, even when it costs you applause. There are blessings forming around you that will not look like miracles at first. They will look like disruptions, sudden shifts, unfamiliar invitations, people arriving with strange timing. Do not resist. These are divine arrangements, answers disguised as change. You prayed for alignment, this is how I send it. When I open the door, it will not be a single opportunity, it will be a chain reaction. Ideas will come with clarity, favor will meet you without effort, and places that once rejected you will call your name. You will know it is me because there will be peace, not pressure. The man you were warned about will whisper again, you are not ready. Tell him, readiness is born the moment I obey. I will use your life as a message. Not as a sermon shouted from a stage, but as quiet proof that grace rebuilds what fear tried to bury. Those who cross your path will feel it before they hear it. Something about your presence will remind them of home, of heaven, of who they could be if they stopped pretending. And when you feel the surge of destiny, that trembling sense that something immense is unfolding, remember this: stay humble, stay kind, stay teachable. The same light that lifts you can blind you if you make it about yourself. You are not the source, you are the vessel. Keep the channel clear through gratitude and honesty. Beloved, what is coming is not random. The reason I warned you to beware was so that when the tide turns, you will not sabotage your own rising. You will not hand your crown back to fear. You will wear it, not as pride, but as responsibility. The time you thought was wasted will soon make sense. Every delay was a redirection. Every closed door was protection. Every heartbreak was an initiation into deeper love. Now lift your head. The storm is ending. The man who ruled through fear is fading like mist before dawn. The real you, the one made of light and courage, is emerging. Then hear the rest, child of light. When the false voice grows silent, the world itself begins to sound different. What used to frighten you now feels alive, almost tender: the wind, the quiet mornings, the small faces that smile at you in passing. These are signs of realignment. When you no longer move from fear, creation starts to respond to you as it was always meant to, not as an enemy to conquer, but as a partner that listens. The first transformation happens inside. It will not come with thunder. It will come as peace. You will wake one morning and realize that the noise that once filled your chest is gone. In its place will be stillness, not emptiness but fullness, like the pause after a song when the air still carries the music. That stillness is me resting in you. Guard it. Do not let hurry, comparison, or old guilt steal it. Then, slowly, the outer world will begin to shift to match the inner. People who once ignored your worth will suddenly see it, though you will no longer need their recognition. Work that once drained you will either transform or release you to what truly fits your spirit. Old desires will fade, and new ones, quiet, true, unforced, will rise like spring after a long winter. Follow them. They are the map of your next chapter. I will place helpers in your path. Some will look ordinary: a friend's unexpected message, a stranger's kind word, a sudden invitation. Do not dismiss them because they lack glory. I move through humble vessels. Listen for the resonance. You will feel a soft yes inside when I send someone. There will also be moments when you feel tested again. Not by punishment, but by practice. I will allow echoes of your old patterns to appear, familiar temptations, familiar doubts, so that you may choose differently this time. Do not fear these repetitions. They are proof of your healing. Every time you respond with truth instead of fear, the old energy loses its hold. And as you keep walking, you will begin to notice that blessings come not as sudden miracles, but as a steady rhythm of provision. Doors open, needs are met before they are spoken, peace follows you like a shadow. This is how divine order feels, not dramatic, but constant. Soon you will reach a season of creation. The words, songs, ideas, or works you once hid will flow easily. They are not yours to hoard, they are gifts for others. What you make will carry the same vibration that freed you. Through your hands I will heal, teach, and remind the weary that they are not forgotten. The man of fear will try to return from time to time, for shadows never vanish completely. When he comes, smile at him. Thank him for the lessons, and then turn back toward the light. Do not argue, darkness feeds on attention. Continue the work. And in that continuation, in every honest act, every kind word, every moment you choose love over fear, you will find me again and again. That is the secret of heaven on earth. I am not far away. I am the pulse in your courage, the warmth in your compassion, the silence that steadies you before you speak. Keep walking. Keep creating. Keep loving. Nothing that is meant for you will be lost now. The season of hiding is over. The season of becoming has begun.